It's a universal language with no boundaries, fueling our minds, sparking creativity. It unites, challenges, whisks us away, and inspires us. From concerts to musicians sharing their talents with our community, to music studios serving artists from across the country. Crank up the volume, we're talking music next on Downtown Now. Pickett. You may know him as Baang. He's a thought-provoking musician based here in Northwest Arkansas who creates works that inspire, uplift, challenge, and encourage others. You may remember our previous stories featuring Baang, Jasper Logan, and the Hip Hop Lives Here campaign in our region. And since this is a music-focused episode of Downtown Now, my friend Baang is also taking the mic as host of this episode. Hi.
Hi.
This is all yours.
I'm excited.
I'm leaving.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. We're happy that you're here, and everyone, Baang's taking it. I'm out.
Okay. Thank you, Dana. Well, let's get right into it. Music is an art form that allows us to connect with one another through melodies. Brooke Beerhouse sat down with the Arkansas Philharmonic Orchestra to learn how it's bringing the inspiring power of music straight into the heart of our community.
Reimagining art. What exactly does that mean? Well, for the Arkansas Philharmonic Orchestra, it means bringing music to the community.
Well, of course, you see on TV and in the movies that the orchestra is where you dress up in your tux and you go out, for the evening at, at the symphony hall. And it doesn't have to be like that. You don't have to know anything about it. You just come and enjoy, and we don't care how you're dressed. Come in your shorts and flip-flops, just come and enjoy. That's why we also do events that are in different locations, locations you wouldn't expect. We're hardly ever in the symphony hall. There are times where it works better for the sound and for the musicians to be in a symphony hall, but we love performing at breweries or at Crystal Bridges, or on the trail, or on the square. You'll find us in many different places, and with casual situations and more dressy occasions, like with our Evening with the Maestro, the wine dinner.
What we want to do is to bring good music to people and meet them where they are. One of our missions with the Arkansas Philharmonic is to take music to people where they are. So much misunderstanding and apprehension about coming to an orchestra concert. Do I have to dress a certain way? Do I have to act a certain way? What if I don't know where to clap? And we try to remove that because really it's about the music. One of the greatest things about being a performing artist, and if you really are, in my estimation, a great performing artist, you are aware of your own energy and what goes into bringing music alive, to recreating notes on a page to make music. But we don't make music in a void. It is all about connecting to other people. Music is such an indispensable part of our lives, whether we realize it or not. We use music to accompany the greatest events in life, like weddings, funerals, our graduations. I mean, music is an integral part of our lives, and it's indispensable. So the idea is that it has to connect with someone else to actually be alive. It's like the tree falling in the forest if nobody hears it. The same with music. We don't perform music for our own sake. It's to connect with other people.
Education is of the utmost importance to the Arkansas Philharmonic. And then we like to present diverse composers, diverse music, be able to bring different music into the community. And we just like being involved with different partners throughout in many different ways.
I often say to people who come to our concerts, You don't have to like everything that we do, but give the music an opportunity to reach you in some way. I completely respect someone who says, I didn't like that piece at all. I enjoyed watching the violins, or it was fun to watch the bass drummer at exactly the right time, or oh my goodness, the flutes, how can they possibly do that? There's a fascination there that I think that people find, even if they don't particularly like a piece of music, the spectacle of a live performance has so much visual activity. There's always something to engage you. It is such a thrilling thing to see an orchestra perform, but then there's the music. There's the powerful way that sometimes we don't even know why, but we hear a melody or we hear some kind of music and it brings tears to our eyes, or it makes our heart beat faster. Why? That's part of the mystique of music, this mysterious power of music. And coming to an orchestra concert live and hearing some of this music that we only play through recordings or MP3s on our phones is such a remarkable thing to see that it's human-made. It's very difficult to describe, but it is powerful, and that's what people always experience when they come to a live performance of the Arkansas Philharmonic.
To learn more about Arkansas Philharmonic Orchestra, visit the website on your screen. From powerful orchestra music to the sweet sound of shredding, your girl Heather Shelton met up with Dr. Shred. You may know her as Erin Detherage, to get to know the local guitarist and learn a few chords. Did they form a band? I don't know. Check this out.
What's up, friends? It's your girl Heather hanging out with Dr. Shred, aka Erin Detherage. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Yes, I'm doing fantastic because today is the day. A dream come true. I am getting a lesson because Erin, me and her are gonna go on tour. So it is what it is. It is what it is.
2023.
2023. Wow, so soon. You ready? Yeah, show me a couple chords.
Okay, so today we're going to learn a C and a G chord.
Let's go.
They're a little bit modified. So with the C, you place your whatever finger is most comfortable for you.
Okay.
We are going to put it on the first fret of the B string right here.
Yep.
And then we're just going to give it a strum. There it is. Look at
What?
that. Look at that.
Okay.
Okay, now we're gonna hop to the G string. Whatever finger is most comfortable for you.
Okay.
We're gonna place it on the high E of the third fret.
Okay. How are you already teaching me, Erin? I'm just gonna go back and forth because I feel like these chords can take me somewhere. How long you been playing guitar?
So I actually started I think it was my junior year of high school, so just a couple years, you know.
Yeah. Just like 5 years ago she started, guys. I've seen you play. You've been at First Friday. You've been all over Arkansas. That's what I saw you at First Friday. Where do you play? How often do you play? And what's your favorite thing to play?
Oh man, so I've been fortunate. I'm booking out quite a bit locally. I've got some shows coming up in Tulsa. I'm in Fort Smith this week. So I play solo. I also play in a duo. It's an acoustic duo. So I've got myself and a singer. We're calling ourselves A&E Music. That's still fairly new. And then I play in a band. It's a country band. Abby Pierce and the Singers.
All right. So. Well, okay, country band. My favorite guitarist, hands down. Fight me if you want to. Lenny Kravitz.
He's amazing.
I mean, Lenny Kravitz is my man. Who's your favorite?
So I have a lot of different favorites in different genres.
Yeah.
Just kind of off the top of my head, I've got to go, first of all, right now, fellow female guitarist, Nita Strauss. She just left Alice Cooper's band.
Oh.
You know, I love classics, Van Halen. I'm a big Guns N' Roses fan, so Slash.
Who didn't want to marry Slash?
It's hard to pick. It's hard to pick just one. There's so many influential guitarists.
It's not hard for me to pick a song that we need to play real quick. All right, I need us to play Are You Gonna Go My Way? Okay, I need it, Erin. I need to see if off the cuff, she could do a little something and we could show how we starting a band. I was born. Like, do you see? Okay, Erin. Okay, Erin. So clearly we're a band now.
You were channeling Lenny. It's like he was here.
Clearly I'm a rhythm guitarist, and clearly we have some chemistry. So just add me to the website. Tell the people where they can find you, where I will now be on the website as a band member.
I will be updating that today. Social media, Erin Detherage Music on Facebook. ErinDetherage.com is my website. And then on Instagram, my handle is Dr. Shred 1.0.
Dr. Shred 1.0. Dr. Shred. Thanks so much for my 2 chords. We're gonna keep this going, guys. We're gonna keep on learning, and make sure to check out my girl Erin. What's up? Burning it down, 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 down. Burning it down, 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 down.
You can learn more about Erin by scanning the QR code at the bottom of your screen. Up next, how did Neil Greenhaw go from Music City to fuel cultural creativity here in Bentonville? Hear about it next.
My name is Pat Ryan Key, and I play soul blues. I've been playing music collectively for the greater part of 20 years. Started out on the trombone and a school band, and it's like, man, you know, I want to play some rock music, and I left school band and picked up a bass guitar and taught myself how to play, listening to Rage Against the Machine, Stone Temple Pilots, but mostly Blink-182. My father was a huge influence on me in my life. I remember as I really became self-aware, we were listening to music all the time when I'd be traveling with him. And my little brain just sponged up all that music, and it stuck with me till today. You know, your vocals can be as very much of an instrument as a guitar or drums, you know, etc. How About was very personal for me. It started out as a kind of joke. I remember I sent this little voice message to my wife, teasing her, you know, because I always like to crack jokes. I'm kind of a joker. And my mother-in-law, ironically, is like, hey, I've got these lyrics and I'm not quite sure what to do with them. What do you think? And she sang them to me, and I was like, that's the second verse, you know? And I ran with it, and I shaped it to make it fit in with the mold, and it was so cool to see it take shape like that. And the first line's like, you wouldn't believe it if I told you an angel graced my view. And that was such an honest expression for me to explain how seeing her for the first time hit me. And then, you know, fast forward to when my mother-in-law jumped in, she's like, hey baby, I love you, I promise you no harm. You know, it's something that goes way deeper than just those words itself. The biggest way to connect would be through my website, patryankey.com. That's really the hub where you can find every modem or streaming tool that you prefer to use.
Neil Greenhaw is an entrepreneur, musician, and music producer, also a real estate developer. You may know him as the principal owner behind Haxton Road Studios, a state-of-the-art commercial recording facility located in the heart of downtown Bentonville. Dana learned more about Neil's story and how he became one of the most supportive, influential people in the music scene in our region.
So let's start with the beginning. You were raised in Harrison.
That's right.
You earned a music degree from John Brown University. And then you end up in Nashville and you're playing guitar professionally. Tell me, at that point, you're living the dream. in Music City.
That's right.
Tell me about that. You'd just been married.
Just married 6 months.
So
which
you're in
is fun.
Nashville. Tell us about what that was like and touring professionally.
Yeah, so moving to Nashville, I like to say it this way. For me, it was a, you know, coming from Harrison, like small town boy, small town vision, to all of a sudden traveling the world and seeing all these different cultures and influence of other people, and just walking away with that experience, being in a different city most nights of the year, playing shows, it just changes your world perspective. And so bringing that back and moving here later, that's what really changed it for me, was going, okay, I've been in London, I've been in Australia, New Zealand, all these places for an extended amount of time playing music, and it just changes you, you know, being in a culture, and then also getting to perform for those people, but then during the day, getting to dine with those people, see architecture, you get inspired. And so those years, it changed me. It changed me for life.
So you're in Music City, and then you and your wife make the decision to move back to Northwest Arkansas. And I'm trying to wrap my mind around a musician in Music City making that leap to Northwest Arkansas. So tell me what motivated that decision.
It was extremely hard. It was an extremely hard decision. It was over a month-long decision. And Lauren, my wife, God bless her, she really went through it with me, of, you know, the moody artist, musician, of going, well, what if we do this, and it's giving up this? And she's always been the calm and just the constant, you know, of saying there's some things you can't see until you make the move. And she had gotten offered a job in this area, so that was a proponent. But a large part of it was just being on the road for that long, and what that does to a relationship and a marriage. It's not easy. I was gone about 260 days a year for 3 years on the road. And while she was in school studying, that was great. Once she started looking at graduating and working, and me being gone that much, we knew we wanted to have a family at some point. So we had to have those adult conversations of what is this going to look like? And what are we most passionate about? What are those non-negotiables for us? What are those drivers of life? And one of those was we need to be together. And it just, if I told you the full story, your jaw might be on the floor, just how crazy it worked out. But everything just, it was like something just rolled it out and made it so easy to transition here once we decided to. So
you end up in Northwest Arkansas in a home and built just a very small studio in that home. And that was really to allow yourself to maintain that connection to Nashville, correct?
That's right, that's right.
So what was that like?
Yep, so leaving there, you know, part of it is if you choose to leave, you still want to keep your connections open. And for me, being an electric guitar player, I thought, well, I could still just work remotely and send my guitar tracks back and forth. If somebody wanted guitars on a project, I could still stay active, even not being there physically. And that was true. There were some projects that I was still able to do tracks and send, but what really started happening was the culture here started surprising me. We had just sort of what I would call just a glorified demo station, where we had a couple of tracks that we could record simultaneously. Then that grew to, I think, 4 or 8 total. And what started happening was we would use that to help people get demos that they would then take to real studios, and we were just helping them get the ideas. Right. What happened a couple of times was artists were coming back and going, we like the way this sounds, can we just use this? And of course, you can. Mm-hmm. And it just sort of, you know, snowballed into the need, made us move to vision of, okay, it's time to take another step. It's time to take another step.
So then comes Haxton Road Studios 1.0, or like the beta test.
That's right, that's right. Mm-hmm.
So you move, you talk to some of your partners and you're trying to figure out what that looks like. So then you literally move to Haxton Road, and people may not know that. Yeah. It was a dirt road.
It was a dirt road.
So it's
not anymore.
Well, most things in this area are not dirt roads anymore. So you're then in a studio surrounded by cows and dirt roads, but that is allowing you to kind of continue that vision and understand the need.
Yeah, it was. My lead engineer, Ryan Chola, and I were talking one afternoon at a Razorback baseball game, actually, just about how the studio had grown and had this vision for what if we put something that was legit but not yet fully commercial, in a commercial space like what we're in now, but what if we had a space that was still had the amenities of a professional studio, had multiple rooms, had a cozy environment and an inspiring environment, great equipment. And so he and I just started beginning to dream about what that would look like. And then we found the land. We built the house on it and built the studio. And by the time we were finished, we had multiple records on hold from artists that were coming in to record.
Those were probably fun times. You know, as you're building a business, sometimes the most fun times are when you're in your garage figuring it out. What was that experience like as you're growing and seeing you know, celebrities needing to come in and do a voiceover work, or someone recording there and it's kind of that end product? What was that experience like there as you're kind of seeing the growth and the need?
There's something special about home studios that you can't get in commercial. There's just, you can't even hardly explain it, but there were some of our best days were in that, even though it was a humble space. It was beautiful once you got in, but the fact is working with some of the commercial clients that we work with and the higher in profile clients, having them come down a dirt road.
Keep going, keep going.
And getting a call from management going, we're lost. I'm like, you're not. Just keep going a little bit. Once you walk in the door and up the steps, you'll get it and it'll feel fine. But getting them to that point, you know, it just started leading to that question of, okay, we need to think bigger, and more so than that, we need to invest into the community, our own dollars, and let's give back. Let's make our mark. Let's put something here and serve and allow people to come and be a part of this bigger vision. So that, combined with out-of-state clients now coming in after a couple of years of being there, it just, that opened the doors for us to go, we need to think bigger.
And so that organic growth led to this space, which was built in 2017.
That's right.
But you told me a quote off camera about why you chose downtown Bentonville, and I love your perspective on that. So will you share why this space and kind of how'd that happen, and how'd you get situated here?
Yeah, we were dreaming about where the next location would be. And of course, being the artsy type, sometimes you have that fear, and I call it moodiness of, oh, it probably won't work, or, you know, you have your highs and lows in anything in life if you let fear creep in. But along that path, it just really dawned on me, like, my mindset going into this is going to make or break what happens and what I allow, who I allow to be a part of the vision, first of all. So I kept my circle tight, and I let the vision circle be tight as well. But one person, two that are a part of the same development team, two people that I told my vision to were Patrick Sabaro and Todd Renfro, both with Lamplighter, which are development guys in downtown. I'd known them for years, but I just told them my vision separately, and what happened was remarkable. I said in passing one day, if you guys ever come across a cool piece of land that could be commercial in nature, that would be fun for kind of a cool, high-end, elegant recording studio, let me know. And Todd just kind of raised up and said, we should talk. And this just goes to show you, what I'm about to share shows the culture here of what I've found in this area. I met with them. They had this property that we're sitting in under contract. And they said, would you be interested in coming in as a partner on this? And I said, I can't believe you're even offering that. What does that look like? And they said, you take half, we'll take half. Like, we won't be in each other's business, but hopefully the development that we do will, each other will help the whole. And so you take these two, do your commercial thing, we'll build some townhomes, and we'll develop this southeast corridor. And the rest is history. You know, we went through a few offers situation of things falling out and then coming back, but ultimately we were able to get it, and it worked. So really part of the success here and this story was because two guys weren't greedy, and they said, let's give somebody else an opportunity to create and see this vision through. And so I'll forever be grateful to those guys for seeing and believing in me and the vision. I'm
going to throw a Patrick saying out there, but he does often say, where does it hurt and how can I help? And so that's a very a good saying for a Bentonville mentality of people stepping in, sometimes when you don't expect it. That's right. To help boost you to that next level. And you chose downtown because you wanted to, did you say, see and smell downtown?
Yeah.
Was that the saying?
Well, somebody said, where would you want to be? And I said, if I could have my, rathers, I would want to see and smell the square. That was a statement I used, but basically just, I wanted to bring life to this southeast corridor. I knew that it was going to be a recording studio, but I knew it was capable of being so much more than that. And so I wanted to bring a real estate development along with a studio that would bring life, that would bring stories, that would bring people around it, and that would, you know, be bigger than just a studio, that we could invite other people into our vision and whatever they're passionate about, whatever business they're bringing here upstairs above the studio. All of a sudden you would just see this life and this ecosystem start to form of art and business colliding, which is the vision of all of Haxton.
Within these walls, you do work with artists, amazing artists that produce beautiful music, but you also work with some of the top companies and brands in the world.
We do.
So explain, you know, how Haxton can cater to this wide range of projects and all of the things that you've done throughout the years.
Yeah, so obviously music is a front runner of what we do, working with bands, artists. But really 50% of our business and clientele is creating what we call a sound strategy for brands. So we work with agencies of all kinds, with brands direct, companies direct, and we'll start and basically work alongside their marketing team, or sometimes we'll even take the lead on that, and we'll come up with audio logos for those companies. We'll come up with, a lot of people use the word jingles, we use the word sound strategy, basically a full-blown, when somebody hears this track or they hear this audio logo, it just speaks your company, and it's gonna come along with the music, the feeling, and it's gonna invoke what you want from the consumer. Is that trust? Do they need to trust your product? Do they need to buy your product? Do they need to have more confidence in your product? And we will ask those kind of questions, and then we'll sit down with our writing team in-house. We got an in-house publishing company, in-house writing team, and we'll go to work and we'll create a custom song that by the end of it, the consumer will feel what we want them to feel. For that brand. So
that's put into those things that we may not even as consumers think about. All the back work there.
Everything you're hearing and seeing is ultimately shaping what you think and what you feel and what you believe about a product. So music is music, video, all those things are just appealing to, you know, the consumer's senses and the decision that they're going to make. So companies are really stepping up today. There's been a lot of big articles come out recently of some of the major brands, how they're handling their music budgets, and really coming alongside creating strategies to boost that consumer confidence and to get their message across, rather than just, you know, here's the stock music that everybody else is using. Let's go for something custom that really speaks of who we are and what we believe in our company's culture.
You can learn more about Haxton Road Studios by scanning the QR code at the bottom of your screen. But we aren't done talking music just yet. Our next episode will feature House of Songs, more from Neil Greenhaw, Ashton Barbary, Jasper Logan, and Josh Noren, and so much more. Hey you guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember, I'm Baang. That's the acronym for Believe, Aspire, Achieve, Now Go. If you like what you heard, you can follow me on all the socials at LRBang. Remember the 2 A's. Check out my Spotify, check me out on Apple Music, and we'll see you next Saturday. Peace.